All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at WrestleLand Arena in the VIP section here. My name is CM Burnell alongside Travis Foulhark, and we're getting a look at two newcomers here to the WFC roster, and that is Dutch Boy Platinum in the ring right now, and Logan Myers on the outside. They call themselves Bold and Brash, and I think given what we've seen so far from the two of them, they're basically living up to that name, at least the brash part.
Oh, by far the brash part. Well, that was brash right there. Just look at the flip over there from Devion.
Well, they've got some strong competition here as Technician Devion and Cappuccino Jones, a new tag team, newish tag team here. They've been working together for the past few months and are starting to steadily move their way up those rankings. Bold and Brash have been together for a couple of years. They train together. They're regular tag team partners up in the Indiana area. This is their first time here, not only in WFC, but in Oklahoma as a whole. And Black with the tag, as here comes Cappuccino Jones, Cold Brew.
A team that was formed, I think we can agree, was off of what? Respect for one another? Pretty
much, yes. And definitely a situation where mutual enemies bring them together.
Well, Cappuccino, we've both had some sort of praise for Cappuccino Jones. We've seen the potential that he has. Of course, he's done a lot of training in the dojo back in the day before things went sour with him and the Hometown Heroes champion. But he's also been making his way through the entire Oklahoma region, as well as doing a shot down in Texas for Reality of Wrestling. He's got a bright future. It's a shame that he can't seem to accept help from very top-notch people like a Justin Lee, but he's doing something right. Eyes are all on Cappuccino, but right now it's Logan Myers with the advantageous headlock, quickly reversed by Jones again.
Jones, as you said, not looking for that help. He wants to make this on his own, or at least with somebody that he feels respects him, isn't just going to use him. And look at that inverted atomic drop by Jones as Myers finds himself back in that standing headlock. Tag made to Devion Black. And Black off the top with the double stomp.
And with a low ceiling, too. He's still got air on that.
Woo! Nice chop to the decorated chest of Logan Myers. Downstairs with the drop kick, and
a running
Jones
knee
in there, yes. I actually lost track for a moment as to who the legal man was. It is now back to Jones as the tag made.
Look at this. For a team that's still a relatively new combination here, look at the tag work here.
They're doing a great job, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Myers has been in the ring for his team legally the whole match. The Dutch Boy Platinum has not made a legal tag yet.
Well, I guess this is the first time tonight I can say you were exactly wrong, because he started out the match.
Okay, see, I knew that you would take it upon yourself to correct me.
That's what I have to do best, is keep you in line. If without me, you were the sinking Titanic.
Black up to that second rope and fends off Dutch Boy, but Myers
pushing.
Oh, and Black's leg caught up on that top rope, hooked underneath the second turnbuckle. You can.
I think Myers was actually looking to use that to his advantage for a second there, but the referee, very quick to get in there, Colton Philpott did, in order to get that leg unstuck there for one Devion.
Nonetheless, some damage has been done at least.
Yeah, look at him. He's clutching that knee right now.
He could have hyperextended the kneecap. He could be looking at some potential ACL, MCL damage, ligament damage, as a tag made to the Dutch Boy Platinum. Boy with an I, by the way, fans.
And Platinum with a great snap suplex there. And that leg, you can still bothering him. I know that the suplex obviously is not something that centers on that leg there, but you got to imagine just putting any weight on it, if it's really hurting him, whether, like you said, an ACL, MCL, whatever it may be, just putting weight on it, period, is got to be a little bit agonizing for him.
And for a competitor the style of Devion Black, and for Cappuccino Jones, having those strong bases, having that ability to leap and to do those high-flying moves that are so vital to their particular arsenal. Oh, nice double suplex there taking away the stability.
Well, quick cover there and only a 2. Go ahead.
No, taking away the stability of those bases and those knees is such a crippling opportunity for any team facing them.
Agreed. And, we were complimenting the tag work with Jones and Devion earlier. I got to say, Platinum and Myers have been showing why they are such a bold and brash team. They've been doing excellent tag team strategy and teamwork ever since Dutch Boy had popped back in. And now Myers, full control with the backbreaker. Following it up straight in with the cover there, and a 2, but only the 2.
Well, you and I both know it only takes that one error on any team's part. And if the other team is experienced, as I mentioned, these two have been regular tag team partners for most of their 2 years in the business. That knowledge, that ability to work together, to think together, and to cut that ring in half, and they have done that. They have isolated Black in their corner for the better part of several minutes now, working him over.
And look at this, 3 straight clotheslines in the corner after Myers had driven the shoulder in before tagging Platinum back in, and now, again, the quick tags in and out. You've got to appreciate the teamwork here.
Irish whip, and Myers catches him with the back elbow. Look at the deep hook there of both legs, and Black exerting a tremendous amount of effort to get the kick out and to keep moving as he's driven once again back into enemy territory.
Oh, and a hard clubbing shot to the back there, right there in between the shoulder blades, and then a forearm shot to the side of the head, rocking Devion Black. And look at Jones just posted up over there in the corner.
Cap is ready. Cap is ready. He just knows that he's got to get that one touch, that one legal tag.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Quick into the cover, and look at that. Quickly in is Jones.
Cap could sense the possibility right there that maybe Black was not going to get out of that. That's a desperation move.
And now look at that. Cinching down on the middle rope there as Devion is just draped across the middle. Jones thinking he was going to have to get back in if he could. He needs to be very careful, though, not to get in too many times. That's kind of an unwritten rule in tag team wrestling, because I've seen multiple people, including myself, think, well, when your partner's in trouble, why don't you just break it up more often? It's because you can only do it a set number of time.
Black over it, almost lands on his feet, ducks underneath.
Oh, he got it!
Cap is there.
And Cap is now in with the elbow shot.
Cap having to handle this on his own, 2-on-1. And he's got Logan Myers inside.
And I think that was a half
suplex. Cappuccino Jones, you can look at his eyes.
Oh, look at this.
He's
booing it.
Here we go, deep drink. And down over. And but as he comes down, makes the tag to the Dutch boy.
Good drop down. Oh, wow.
Black with the kick. Jones picks up Dutch boy. Drops him down with the cutter.
Very innovative way to hit a cutter. And now Jones placing Platinum Boy down.
As Devion looks around, comes off the ropes. Going to spring Acai moonsault. Yes. Essentially headbutting right in the midsection, and it's good enough for 3.
Your winners, Technician Devion and Cappuccino Jones.
Well, I got to say, as impressive as we've seen for Cappuccino Jones and Devion Black in these recent months, this match probably the stiffest competition that they've had in quite a while. This team, I really hope, actually, we've not seen the last of Myers and Dutch Boy, because they had an impressive showing. In the end, though, Cappuccino Jones, Devion Black taking another step up that rung, looking for those tag team title opportunities, looking to prove that they are the future of tag team wrestling here in WFC.
This is how I go.
Have mercy on my soul. Don't let my heart turn cold. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Don't let my heart turn cold. Have mercy on many men.
And your next contest this evening is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring first, he hails from Indianapolis, Indiana. He is the end of the world, Jake Omen.
Jake Omen making his way here to WFC. This is a man with an international pedigree. World traveled, lived in Japan, wrestled for Wrestle One, which is the Great Mutas Federation. He idolized the Great Muta growing up. He has a background in kickboxing. He's an incredible competitor, and he's going to have an incredible challenge against him here. But this is the proving ground. This is what people come to WFC to do, is to face off against the best.
And making his way to the ring now is his opponent. He hails from the Mosh Pit. This is your reigning WFC Prime Champion, Big Metal Thrash!
Big Metal Thrash, the brand new WFC Prime Champion, winning that championship from Space Cowboy Jason Jones at our last WFC event.
Still unbelievable that he pulled that off.
Well, it now makes Thrash in that rare area of Triple Crown champions, three men who have held 3 out of the 4 championships here in WFC. The only one that he's not been able to play his hands on, of course, the WFC Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, he's only come close to touching that gold. But this guy is looking to do things with the Prime Championship. And I know this is not a Prime title defense, at least not that I've been made aware of.
I believe not, because Jesse Buehler did not hold the belt up, so I agree with you. I think this is a non-title match, but a proving ground nonetheless.
Yes, that's exactly what my point was going to be, is that as much as this might be a proving ground match for one Jake Omen here, I think it's just as much of a proving, if not more so, for Big Metal Thrash as the new Prime Champion.
Well, I agree with you there, and I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. But yes, this is an opportunity. This is where Thrash has shown he can make it to the mountaintop. Now, getting there is one thing. Staying there is completely different. And like you say, this is not a championship match. There's nothing at risk in that respect. But if Jake Omen pulls off the surprise victory here, and you can't even completely call it a surprise, a man with the background, with the experience level that Jake Omen has.
No.
But if he walks in here, if he gets the pinfall, if he gets the submission, A, it immediately puts him in contention for the championship, and B, it sends a message to the locker room. Maybe Thrash is more vulnerable than people think.
Yeah, and I got to say, right here off the bat, you look at Thrash, big man, big metal for a reason, right?
Right.
But then you look at Jake Omen. You can tell he's a physical attribute right there. He's in great shape, but he still was having problems pushing the big man around. But Thrash was having just as much of a hard time, because as much as Thrash's advantage is in his size, you could say the same to a degree about the height of Jake Omen.
Yeah, I was about to say, I suspect that Jake Omen is accustomed to walking in as the bigger, more powerful man in most of the matches that he steps in against.
Absolutely.
And to face off him against a man the size of Thrash, who, as you say, he could not easily shove him around the ring, that's going to cause Omen to have to adjust that game plan.
Oh, and look at that. I think he was doing just that. Oh, but look at
He
Thrash.
tried the leapfrog, but Thrash catches him. Was not able to carry out the fall away, though, as that MMA background comes into
Well, it did come into play for a brief minute. That strength and that size factor showing more so on the edge of Thrash than it was Omen. And I got to say, with Omen's background, I would normally favor that man over Thrash. And it looks like right now that thought might be paying off, as we see 3 shots that have gotten Thrash at the very least rattled.
I got to say, I've heard Jake Omen's name before. I'd never had the opportunity to see him. But the brief moment that I'm watching him here, this is a man who is always thinking.
Yes.
You'll notice the moment there, Thrash put his hands up to signal to the crowd, I want to do something. And that gave Omen an opportunity to get his head together and to cut that off. That's a good sign there of a thinking man's wrestler.
Yes.
And that's something that Thrash is not accustomed, I think, to being that type of mentalist in his matches. He's pure brutality. He's straight ahead.
Yes.
And he can't rely on that here in this match as much because Jake could potentially outthink him.
Absolutely, and I completely 100% agree with that. I noticed something very similar just now when he was over there in the turnbuckle area and the shoulders that he was just driving into Thrash. You could tell that the gears were working in his head just like they did there, hanging him up to dry over that top rope and now administering the beatdown of the big man, Big Metal Thrash.
Well, of course, Jake Omen hoping to be able to set Thrash up for that Shining Wizard.
Yep.
The move that the Great Muta made so famous and that Omen has used in tribute to the Great Muta for so many years. But that takes a bit of a beat down here. And right now, Omen has weakened that left arm.
And it looks like that's his focus right now.
That's what he senses is look at this.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
You don't see that often. You see the tie around the top rope pretty often, but you don't see the added leverage by twisting your own leg around that top rope. That's a very unique move on the part of Jake Omen.
Unique and effective. Got to give it to Jake there. And he's concentrating on, like you said, that left arm of Thrash. And that's a great thing to do in his case because we know what Thrash's move is the compactor. And you have to lift up your opponent in order to administer that. Jake Omen, as we see the repeated knee shots to the abdomen, going right back to the arm, making sure that Thrash has no chance of lifting Omen.
Yeah, just dropping Thrash straight down, now going almost for a Fujiwara.
I think that's exactly what it is a Fujiwara.
Well, typically with a Fujiwara, the person applying it is leaning back with his back here. He's got a twist on it. He's got a variation on it.
Oh, I bet it's to do things just like that. A quick transition to do a quick strike right back into the submission. Great strategy, as you pointed out. Very cerebral mindset is Jake Omen, excuse me.
Yeah, he'll come after you. Careful.
I know. I thought of a different star that had that last name. My apologies.
Omen continuing to keep the big man down as the WFC faithful here trying to bring life back to him, trying to get him up onto his feet. It's vital for a man like Thrash to be on a vertical base in order to carry out a lot of the moves that he wants to do. But Omen can sense that there's blood in the water, that there's an opportunity here for him. And so once again,
look at that.
There's still strength. There's still strength and power and just the sheer physical size of a man like Thrash.
Oh, this goes right back to hitting that arm again.
Yeah. As long as he focuses on the arm, that's fine, but he doesn't want to get into a slugfest because even with a weakened arm, Thrash can still do some brutality with the other arm. And look at that! Power behind the catapult into the corner.
Yeah, but look at that. Thrash is feeling the pain in his arm right now.
He's having to fight through that pain with everything that he's got. But as I said, he's still got his head.
Yeah, and he's using there. He's head banging. That's what all those times in the pit brought to him. Look at that.
He wound it up. He wound up for the headbutt.
I mean, that's just, you're just hair metal crazed. That's what that was. He might be a death metal fan, but he's got that 80s hair that's going on.
And he's got the big collision. And he knows that one isn't enough.
Well,
carries out two.
Yeah.
Omen's still upright. That's the whole thing here. There's three. And now Omen down to his knees. Thrash still feeling the effects on that arm.
Well, thank God there's no trucks around.
Oh, here we go. He's going to try for it. But
and that's arm. That arm.
That arm is still not powerful enough to carry that off.
Oh, he tried it. He tried the Shining Wizard.
He ducked. Oh, look at that. Fresh compactor. And he pulls it off.
Your winner, Thrash.
To Thrash's credit there, that arm took a pounding. As you can see, he is still favoring it, but it took just that one quick mistake of Omen as he missed the Shining Wizard. Thrash just had to gut it out for one strong lift and a slam down. And that was a slam dunk, if you will, for Thrash as he picks up the W in this match.
Thrash still the prime champion. And Thrash looking to bring some respect, bring some prestige to that championship that he feels it did not have under its previous ownership. Thrash kicking off another great night here of WFC action, proudly holding us aloft his championship gold. And I suspect it's going to be the first in a long string of appearances that Thrash will have as your prime champion here in WFC.